This movie is the sequel to the 2019 animated film The Addams Family. We find Morticia and Gomez distraught that their children are growing up, skipping family dinners and totally consumed with screen time. To reclaim their bond, they decide to cram Wednesday, Pugsley, Uncle Fester and the crew into their haunted camper and hit the road for one last miserable family vacation. Much like many animated sequels, The Addams Family 2 offers up more of the same from its predecessor. It's harmless, silly fun for kids, but for those of us who long for the darker delights of the original TV series or Barry Sonnenfeld two twisted films from the 1990s, it's pretty much disappointing. The movie will appeal mostly to people who don't mind watching overly cluttered animated films that have a very weak plot. It's filled with extremely predictable and expected plot points that bring nothing new to the table. It feels a bit too formulaic, while not even coming close to the charm of the first one. It does what a lot of animated sequels do. It takes the characters on a journey to different places, just so it'll make the movie try to look more adventurous than its predecessor. Unfortunately, it doesn't work here because the entire basis of the possibly switch at birth plot is flawed and an insult to how the Addams Family characters are supposed to be. There is no doubt that Wednesday is their child just by her appearance alone. She is the spitting image of Morticia with her hair, skin color, and facial features. Wednesday also looks so vastly different from the other babies that there's no way that a seeing person could confuse her with any of the other babies in the room. So to even think that she might have been switched at birth doesn't feel believable at all. This pulled the audience out of the story from the start because there's no way it was going to go in that direction, no matter how much the dialogue tried to make sense of it. Taking the family away from the house in order to get them out of their comfort zone might sound good on paper, but the house is basically a character of its own, so doing so just feels wrong. Only having a very small glimpses of the house here and there when they show what Grandma is up to is not nearly enough and becomes quite a large issue in the movie. Uncle Fester's body changes side story just feels completely unnecessary and out of place as well. The script certainly tries to make a point for it, but it just feels like too much muddling with the main plot point. It takes away from Wednesday being the focus of the movie and adds in a whole lot of ridiculousness. As for the large action scene towards the end, it's clear this was to be a giant climax, but it became way too convoluted that it was difficult to watch. Overall, this movie doesn't bring anything new to the table, and unfortunately will be a big miss for most families. There are some good moments, but they are overshadowed by the bad. The first movie wasn't great either, but it didn't wildly go off track like this movie does. We do not recommend this movie at all.